Hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. I'm Helen, and this week we are going to be diving more deeply into your current energy. So, what I want to do is I want to see what your current energy is and what your current surrounding energies are. And then we're going to take a closer look at what you're trying to achieve and how you should go about achieving that. But yeah, that's the main part of today's reading. So I just wanted to kind of shake things up from the previous weeks that we've been doing, where we have been following a very distinctive pattern. So that's what we're doing today. And before we get into the reading, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a general reading, so please just take what you actually resonate with, and everything else you can leave behind. Now, as I was tapping into your energy, just like intuitively, that was so strange, but I actually felt a kind of a painful sensation in my appendix area. And I'm saying the appendix area because I don't have my appendix anymore. But yeah, the place where my appendix should be is where I felt the pain. So two things that I read from this situation. One is that you actually do have something, or maybe you recently had your appendix removed, or something to do with the appendix, or you could just like physically be experiencing some kind of stomach ache or pain as you're watching this, or you could be dealing with some kind of health issues in general. So if that's you, if this is what you resonate with as I'm talking, then it could be that the messages coming through in this reading are more specifically targeted at you. But that's just what I was feeling intuitively, and nothing else really came to me with the painful sensations. So yeah, let's see what the cards have to say. But I just wanted to let you know what I was intuiting. So we're going to start with the good tarot. We're going to get the main energies, the main themes out. So starting with your current energy, let's see what you are doing. Oh, we have the Ace of Fire. It kind of flipped itself upside down, but there are no reversals in this deck. So, oh, interesting. You're coming through as fire very strongly, especially with the Ace of Fire, which is like the Ace of Wands in the traditional tarot, and the Messenger Fire is like the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. But Wands as a suit and the fire energy as an element, it's very driven, it's very passionate, very creative, very expressive. So it's interesting that that's how you're coming through. And also, and I mean, not that you can't be those things, but just it's interesting because you are an earth sign. What? Oh my god, where did that come from? You are an air sign. I'm sorry, my sweet Geminis, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's just interesting that you're coming through so strongly as fire, and especially with the Ace of Fire, which is like the pure essence of the suit, the true potential of the fire suit, pure creativity, pure passion. So yeah, that's your energy right now. I'm actually getting some restlessness with this, almost like having trouble staying still, and almost being like this spark, or yeah, okay, that sounds so strange, I know, I'm sorry. Let me try and figure out how to say it in the best way. I almost get this explosion of energy, or feeling this surge of energy and wanting to express it, wanting to let it out somehow, but maybe not really knowing how to do that. Not really having a specific outlet for that, but just feeling very strongly like there's something you really want to do. There's something you really want to put out there, or kind of release or let out of yourself. Maybe there's some place you really want to go, or maybe there's something you really want to try. It's something very very like new, very, yeah, very new, but again, also very restless. Very restless and having a lot of difficulty staying still is what I'm getting. But let's look at the surrounding energies. Please show me the energy that Gemini is surrounded by. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Normally I would only take one card, but because the two cards that came out are very, very distinctive, I feel like I need to take them. Oh, and the Tower. Wow. Okay, interesting. So we have the Queen of Earth, which is like the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, and the Empress. So why I said, like, the reason why I said that these energies coming out together is rather distinctive is because the Empress is a card of the major arcana, and it embodies or symbolizes all of the queens. The queens all represent a suit, right? So there are 4 queens all together, and the 4 of them kind of make up the Empress, or the energy of the Empress. The Empress is like an all-embodying, all-encompassing, a very full, fully developed manifestation of the feminine energy of the queens. So the Queen of Earth, or the Queen of Pentacles, in my eyes, is the closest to the Empress, because it's like the tangible, the physical form of the queen, or the queen's energy, the nurturing energy, but it's in the physical realm of the manifesting physically, so to say. And the Empress is very much, again, like a physical experience of luxury, of love, of abundance, of creativity. So those two very much go hand in hand. So the surrounding energies, as I was probably already kind of bringing out very strongly, very feminine, very, very feminine energy. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are dealing with a woman. But it could mean that there is a very significant woman or female figure in your life. But it could just talk about the energies in general. So it's interesting. I just want to note that it's interesting that your own energy is coming through as fire, right? As I already said. But fire as an element is very masculine, because it's the active pursuit. It's the active expression. It's the active manifestation of that element, which is fire. So again, it's like very outward expressing. It's very doing, kind of going and getting things done and making things happen. Very, very, very active energy, which is again masculine. So it's interesting to me that the environment is coming out as pure feminine, which is the kind of the polar opposite. Being still, being receptive, being quiet, being open, right? Being like an open vessel to bring in things. Yeah, it's that perfect balance, right? Where the masculine kind of goes out and gives, the feminine waits and receives, is open to receiving. So that's kind of where I'm getting that this restlessness is coming from, because as much as you would like to go out and do, it feels that your environment is not actually allowing you to do that right now. Again, this could be a specific person in your life who you really have to take into account, whose point of view and whose wishes and opinions you really have to consider. But just like generally speaking, if this is not a specific person in your life, and again, it doesn't have to be a woman, right? It can be a male as well, we're just talking about a very, very feminine energy here, which again, both males and females have. So not gender specific, but very, very feminine energy. And if this is not talking about a person, then this just means that whatever you are surrounded by, it feels that the energies around you are they're not really accommodating this very restless and masculine energy that you seem to be in, which I feel is the cause for this tower. I feel that in this deck, the tower is not falling down, so it's not like a breaking apart kind of energy. But with you guys, I also feel that there is this block with the tower. I feel that there's this block which is happening because of this, like because of these opposing energies, where you feel that you want to go out and do, and the energies around you are not really allowing you to do that. The energies around you are maybe forcing you to be still, to be quiet, and to be more so introspective and yeah, just kind of by yourself versus going out and sharing and doing and expressing. So I'm sorry, I don't know why this part took me such a long time, but we're gonna get to the tarot part now. Hopefully this made sense. I hope this made sense. But let's look at the tarot. So I'm gonna lay out the spread. I'm gonna pull all the cards out, and then I'm gonna talk you through them. So I'm kind of doing the reading somewhat differently this time. So I'm just gonna speed you guys through this part as I'm laying out the spread. Okay, I have to be honest, guys. This feels really strange, this one, and also rather specific. So it might not resonate with a lot of you. I'm just going to say it kind of flat out. Yeah, this is very clearly talking about a relationship, and more specifically because we're talking about the Ace of Cups in reverse, which is the underlying energy. And it's interesting that you have two aces come out. So with the Ace of Cups in reverse, I feel like this relationship is something that has passed, or something that is not active anymore. Something that ended, or something that you lost. Again, take it as it resonates, please. But okay, so I'm just going to walk you through the cards, but this feels very strongly like it's talking about a specific relationship. Now, with the Six of Cups, this is the situation that you're trying to achieve, or this is what you are after. So with the Six of Cups, even though this card can signify so many different things, in this instance, I feel that this is talking about you wanting to approach someone. Two things. Either you want to approach that person and apologize and kind of make nice with them, smooth things over, or you kind of want to approach them and tell them how you feel. And I'm also saying that because moving down, we have the Knight of Cups, which is the challenge that you are facing right now. And with the Knight of Cups, I feel like this is you. And I feel like the main challenge for you is to actually go out and express yourself, express your emotions. I feel like you're really, really struggling with that. I don't think it's an easy thing for you. Now, because the Ace of Fire is your energy in this situation. As I said, I was feeling this restlessness. I was feeling this strong masculine energy coming forward and wanting to go out and do and express, right? So it feels like the passion is very strong within you. You're feeling it. But again, it seems that your environment is not really supporting it right now. So even though you feel this passion, which is this fire suit, right? Now, when it comes to the challenge, you have this cup suit. So I feel like even though this passion is there, you may be struggling with actually expressing it, like expressing your emotions, more specifically, expressing how you feel. So actually putting yourself out there into a vulnerable position where you reveal your innermost feelings and your maybe your insecurities, maybe your fears and doubts and your hopes and wishes. Like actually putting yourself out there in that manner is something that you seem to be struggling with. Because again, I feel very strongly that this Knight of Cups is you, and that you are struggling, or this challenge that you're facing is actually going out and approaching this person and telling them how you feel. Now, the Six of Swords is your most helpful strength in the situation at this time. And with this, I'm feeling that your biggest strength is your ability to learn from your mistakes, to learn from the past, and not make the same mistakes again. So this is something to remember and something to be mindful of, right? Something to bear in mind in the situation. And when we look at the Four of Cups, which is what you should avoid doing because it's kind of like a weak spot of yours, with this, I'm getting the sensation that you may struggle with getting stuck in difficult emotions, getting stuck and not really finding the strength to move forward. So I actually feel a very strong tie between these two cards. And I do have to point out that the majority of the spread is all Cups cards. We do have a couple of Swords cards as well, so your element is coming through to some extent. But the majority, right, the 4 cards on the table here are Cups cards. So very strong emotional aspect coming through. And I do want to, as I said, I do want to connect these two cards, which means that I feel like your weakness in the situation is you being stuck on the past. Because with the Six of Cups, there is very often an indication of the past coming out coming to the forefront, or something from the past that you are still stuck on, some kind of reminiscent feelings, or some kind of reminiscing is a part of the Six of Cups. So with this, I just feel like you kind of need to be mindful of your tendency to get stuck on the past and not being able to move yourself forward, even though there may be even better options out there for you. But it just feels like there's this reluctancy on your part to let it go, even though something may be done, even though something may be over. But I feel like you're very much still hung up on whatever this connection was, or whoever this person was that you are not in an active relationship with anymore. There seems to be a very, very strong clinging on to that person, and maybe even falling into like despair or depression, or like a very, very low point because of it. And now we get to the most bizarre card in the spread, which is the Nine of Swords. Now, generally, the Nine of Swords is not a very positive card because it talks about mental anguish. It talks about these like torturing thoughts and your mind kind of running all over the place and making you anxious, making you fearful. It's talking about like nightmares and that kind of thing. But because this is the advice for you in this situation, I'm actually kind of getting the sense that it's telling you to remember, it's telling you to remind yourself of all the things that didn't work in the connection, that didn't work in your relationship, and that were the cause of this relationship ending in the first place. So it's just, it's kind of telling you to remind yourself of the pain and the disappointment and all of the reasons why this connection didn't work, so that you could maybe see that maybe revisiting the past is not the best idea. Because again, if you look at the card that is your most helpful strength in the situation, the Six of Swords, it's about moving on. It's about moving on from the past, turning a new leaf, moving to more calm and peaceful circumstances from something that has been very stressful, very taxing, very tiring. So and again, because the Nine of Swords is your advice card, I get a very strong sense that the relationship that ended was not like smooth sailing. It wasn't and I'm not saying that it wasn't a happy one, Because of course, you know, I'm sure that there were happy moments as a part of it, but it does feel like the connection wasn't the most functional with these two cards coming out. So I get a very strong sense that the cards are urging you to move forward and to leave this thing behind. And I feel like that's why the environment is coming out as quote unquote repressive, which I'm not normally feeling with these cards. But in this case, I just feel like you're almost being forced to be in this contained state where you're not able to express and put everything out there that you're feeling and the passions that are brewing inside you, because it's not the best thing for you right now. At least, again, that's what the cards are saying. But of course, you are the master of your own journey. As I always say, you have free will. So it is absolutely ultimately up to you what you wish to do and what you decide to do. But just with these energies that are on the table in front of me, I feel that the odds, quote unquote, are kind of against you in this one. I feel that the universe is very strongly forcing you or pushing you in an opposite direction, no matter how much you wish to still grasp and hold on to the past. Okay, so it's a bit of a difficult one, and as I said, it feels rather specific as well. But if this is your story, if you're resonating with this, then it hopefully this is just something to think about. But I also want to give you a couple of oracle cards before we close this reading. I'm going to start with the Queen of the Moon oracle. Yeah, let's see if we can get a piece of advice for you. Oh my God, that is crazy. Wow, you have hunger. Yeah, exactly. And I'm kind of loving that it's coming out with the Ace of Fire. Yeah, and action. Oh my God, both of these, like, this so masculine, so forceful energies, just yearning for this expression, yearning for the connection. I feel like, yeah, I feel this like raw passion, this raw yearning. But again, I feel like it's kind of urging you to be mindful of that, because I feel like if you really check in with yourself, and I feel like that's part of the reason why you're being kind of stifled, or why you're not really, like, why this expression is not made the easiest for you. I feel like part of it is because the yearning that you have feels more so tied to like a physical level, to a passion driven level, to maybe like a physical chemistry kind of level, and not really that much like deep and true feelings of like love, right? So I just feel like it's kind of asking you to check in with yourself and really see where this urge within you is coming from, this urge to express yourself and this urge to reach out. Yeah, it's just kind of asking you to be mindful of that. And again, I feel like it's expressing what it is that I was feeling with this Ace of Fire, this restlessness. This card is just so apt in this situation. It's crazy. So yeah, really, really, really pay attention to that, okay? Pay attention to that. But I also want to give you a healing mantra before we go. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a mantra that will help you in this situation. So let's see. Can I get a helpful mantra? Whoa. That came out really quickly as well. And I don't think I've ever actually gotten this card before. Wow. And okay, we also have grounding my energy as the underlying one. So yeah, I'm loving that we're getting the Queen of Earth, which is that grounded energy, very much in the physical, like earth, right? Very much that grounded energy coming through, and the Empress as well. So Yeah, I feel like you are being very strongly urged to stay still, to do some introspection, to really tap into where this hunger, where this restlessness is coming from, and where these feelings actually stem from. What is the true root behind this urge, this desire that you're feeling? Okay, befriending pain. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. Wow. Wow. Okay. I actually kind of feel a connection to this Four of Cups, because I feel that that's kind of what is more so than anything pushing you, as I said, to actually reaching out to this person or to re-establishing some kind of contact. I feel like it's coming from a place of lack, or a place of like discontentment, right? Being unhappy with the way that things are. So I'm going to read the mantra to you 3 times so that it could really kind of seep in. And if you want to, you can say it with me, because saying something 3 times gives it the most power, the most potency. But if you don't want to, you can just listen. That's fine as well. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. When discomfort becomes a friend, my most limiting beliefs are healed. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So yeah, it's just, this mantra is just for you to acknowledge this restlessness, and most likely this discomfort that you are feeling due to the fact that you're not able to express yourself the way that you want to. But I also feel that that it is very much limiting, and I love that we're getting the Four of Cups more specifically in this place of like your weak spot, or what to avoid doing, what is not helpful to you in this situation, because the 4 as a number in numerological sense is very much a very stable, very secure number, but it is also, it can become limiting, it can become restrictive and stagnant as well. So this card very much talks about that stagnating energy, when you're kind of left sitting in a certain situation or energy for too long. You kind of become like almost apathetic. So I feel like this limitation is something that you kind of need to break free from. And again, I feel like the way for you to do that is to remind yourself of the discomfort, or the pain that you did go through, the challenges, the anxiety, the arguments, the stress, the negative aspects that you experienced in the relationship that caused the relationship to end in the first place. So this is just a reminder to keep that, to hold that thought. But I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to drag these readings on for too long. So this was a crazy one. This was something else, my sweet Gemini. I hope that you got something useful from this, and I hope that it resonated with you. And if it did, if this was your story, if you actually got something useful from this, then please consider giving me a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me. And also, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe so that you wouldn't miss out on all the future videos. And that's it. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.